Hi everyone, my name's Josh, or Dready Dude. I'm a streamer from Australia. I got into the closed beta for Warcraft Arclight Rumble this morning, which just opened up in Australia with a select number of people being chosen for the closed beta. So I thought I would try the game out and share my gameplay so everyone else that didn't get in can have a look as well. So when you first open the game, it shows the opening cinematic, which you then log into the game with your Battle.net account, and it takes you to this screen here. So let's insert a coin and get started. So the game obviously is in closed beta, so that little lag there happened in the game, not just my stream. So there will be a few things like that and potentially some bugs. So let's say hello and get started.
Welcome to the Arclight Rumble!
60 seconds. Better hurry up.
That was the great dragon Anixia. She runs a show around here, and she wants you to lose. Big time!
Oh no.
We still have time to show her who's really the boss. What do you say? Come on!
Alright, let's go.
I'm bristling with confidence in you. Yeah.
Alright, drop your Null Brute onto the field and he'll tank the bad guys for you. That sounds like a good idea. So, looks like we've got our miniatures in the bottom here, and we drag those up into the playing field, which is the blue spawn point here. So we've got our tower in the middle down the bottom. Up the top is the enemy tower, and there's new spawns coming from the enemies. So we can play more things at the bottom here. So that guy's just instructed us to play some more minis. So we've got a Griffin Rider and a Troll Spearman,
Overtime.
and we'll drop another Knoll in there as well. We'll get some more mobs going as well. Got plenty of gold for it. So we've got 45 seconds is the timer up the top there, and we should be able to get that done. There we go. First victory. Alright, we really swept the floor with McBroom. Time for some XP. Leveling up increases attack damage and health. Alright, so flying beats melee, melee beats ranged, and ranged beats flying. That's good to know. Alright, so it was ranged beats flying, so we'll drop him over there. Flying beats melee. And we'll get some more mobs going out there as well. So we'll put a melee out here to tank that range. And then we'll send a ranged and a flyer up behind him. And then down this side we can get a melee going. But we just had a flyer there, so we'll need to back him up with a ranged. Hopefully before he dies. Put another melee out to tank. We don't have a melee at the moment, so we'll just put him there to get that guy. Level 2 done. So our troll's now leveled up to 2. And we get a kobold miner as well.
Join the cause.
Alright, so we play our kobold to collect gold from the veins, the mining nodes, and that'll allow us to play more minis. So the gold vein spawns gold collected by troops with the miner trait and holds up to 3 gold. And then our enemy for this one is G.R.I.D Padfoot, single target ground and air attacks, the Vineyard Fog with a dashing bug. Alright, let's start this one and see how we go. So we'll get a kobold out to start mining. Then we might put a melee out with the ranged just behind him. And we've got a range coming up from underneath, but our ranged on top just took him out. Put a flyer down to help out there. Let's put a gnoll over here to mine the other gold down the bottom. Put both of those guys out. Get a bit of a force going. Oh no, they're killed by gnoll. Let's send a... Sorry, they're killed by kobold is what I meant. Send a gnoll down in front of the kobold to guard him a little bit. Send a flyer there to help out with the air. Send a gnoll, gnoll up behind him. Grab a bit more gold with the kobold.
We'll get you next time.
Victory! Alright, so we've leveled up our Griffin Rider now as well, so it gets a bit more attack and health. She, I guess. Alright, so we're getting a spell now. Try out this Chain Lightning mini. Spells can be cast anywhere on the map. That sounds useful. So we have a giant chicken and a bunch of small chickens. So cleaves and zaps should handle those chicken squads. So the little angry chickens, melee and squad, weak against area damage. And the big chicken is the boss for this one, Kaluk. Kaluk is hosting a few trolls, perfect for gnomish crash practice. Oversized fowl or old god, who knows? Right, let's see how this chain lightning works. Alright, so that one's pretty instant. That one there takes a bit longer to land. So we'll chain lightning those guys up there. Get a cobalt out to mine a bit. We've got a ranged over that side, so we'll drop another null and we'll lightning those kobolds. Sorry, the angry chickens. Let's try and time this to get all of those. I kinda got that. Get the null out against the ranged. Get a kobold out to do some mining. So move those ranged down and zap the chickens. See if we can zap all these chickens. Zap in there. Got most of them. Right, we'll get another kobold out. Get a null over this side. Zap the chickens. See if we can take out that guy on the way through. Zap the chickens up top. Try to take out these guys on the left. Send them all up that side. Have a kobold for some more mining. Zap the chickens there. Alright, we took out Kaluk. So we've leveled up our chain lightning a little now as well, and we get the SAFE pilot. Alright, welcome. So it looks like that's kind of the end of the first tutorial. So welcome to the map. This is where your adventure across Azeroth begins. Tap on Elwynn Forest to start fighting the bad guys. So Dockmaster is the first fight, and then we get our first skull, which looks like our levels, I guess. The Dockmaster uses switches to control which direction your troops will travel. Collect gold and avoid the ogre's barrels, and we'll get a 90 gold reward for this one. So,
the Brotherhood will not be hampered by insects.
you can change the direction of that switch to guide your minis. So we've got our tower down the bottom, we've got a couple of gold nodes on each side. We've got this switch in the middle, which we tap the switch to change the path our troops will take. So we drop them on either side down the bottom, and then the switch will dictate which way they go from there. And then we've got our boss up the top here, the Dockmaster, single target ranged and melee attack. And we've got Docky Kang. Docky Kang who hurls barrels. So he hurls barrels down the lane, ground units beware. So we want to probably keep an eye on where he is throwing barrels and use the switch to get our minions to go up the other side so that they don't get taken out by the barrels. So let's start with a kobold and a troll, and we'll get a couple of guys going in after that as well. I'm gonna switch that over because the ogre is up the top there, about to throw stuff down this way. So I'll put another knoll over here. And we'll see if we can attack those with our fighter. We'll get some more troops going out with the melee in front, backed up by the ranged and the flyer. And we need them going that way. So we get our knoll out. Need these going up this way because the ogre's coming over. Get the flyer out as well as a bit more gold. And we'll drop that in the middle there. See if we can zap up there to help out these guys. Nice. Alright, so we've leveled up our Null Brute a little more. So he's level 2, and it looks like the 4 of 7 is the experience. So we got a 3 experience from that mission. Alright, so get to claim our 90 gold reward. Check it out, the G.R.I.D is open now. So let's have a look at the grid down here. Welcome to the grid where you can get new minis, pick your favorite. Alright, so we've got a couple of choices here. There is a Harvest Golem, a Flame Walker, and a Bat Rider. So they all cost 350 gold. Looks like they get 12 experience when you buy them to catch up to the others, I guess. Let's have a look at their info. So it shows a battle preview of how they play. So the Harvest Golem looks like he's a melee attacker. Then he dies and comes back to life. So very similar to Hearthstone. So description, a hardy melee automaton with a trick up his sleeve. After this first death, it will shock itself back to life. Then traits, we've got melee, one target, tank and rebirth. So melee is strong versus ranged, which we learnt earlier. One target, so strong versus AoE minions. Tank, high health unit, good at soaking tower damage, that's useful. And rebirth, one time self-resurrection, reborn at 50% life. And then our stats are 140 damage, 70 DPS, 1400 health and 2 attack speed. So next is the Flame Walker. So he has a little cone AoE ability. So ignites the ground with waves of flame, incinerating supporting troops behind enemy tanks. And he's ranged AoE, elemental and bombard. So ranged and AoE we know. So elemental is strong versus armored, and bombard attacks ground enemies only. Then we have the Bat Rider. This one attacks ground on a big AoE by the look of it. So the Bat Rider is a cheap aerial unit that specialises in bathing the ground in flame while flying above melee enemies. So traits: Flying AoE, Elemental, Bombard and Cycle. So Cycle, 2 cost or less for more mini players. So looks like sort of just one that you play a lot of to smash everything down. So I think I might go with the Bat Rider first off. Got someone in the chat saying Flamewalker OP. I'll go with the Bat Rider for now, and then can get Flamewalker a little later. Yeah, so that's leveled up to level 3 and 278 attack, 205 health. Alright, so let's go to the army menu and equip our newly purchased mini. So that's just pointing down the bottom here. So this is your army. Here you can equip your minis and build your team. So we click our new Bat Rider and press equipped and slot it into our army. So she says let's head back to Elwynn where the adventure continues. So just on this screen here, so we've got our army with each of our troops, and they've each got their info similar to what we saw on the grid screen. And we've just got troops at the moment. We don't have any leaders. They'll come into play later on, I imagine. And it also has these additional troops down here which have been discovered, like the harvest column, but not yet owned. So we'll go back to the map here and head back up to Elwynn Forest to continue our adventures. So our next mission here is against Verminhide with a 90 gold reward again. So Goldtooth's dynamite does massive area damage, attack from both sides. Capture the tower to gain a forward deploy zone. Sounds interesting.
You not a candle!
Classic Kobold line. Alright, use the Null Brute to capture that tower so you can play minis from up there. So we've got the guard tower here. Captured by units, single target attacks, weak against siege. And then a bit further up we've got a Goldtooth the Kobold, throws dynamite that deals area damage. So let's start our battle. We'll zap some chickens. Send a Kobold out that way to start gathering, and we'll get our Null with some air support coming in. We'll go with the Griffin Rider because the Bat Rider was a bit more AoE damage. So let's zap those chickens up there. Might send the Bat Rider up that way. And we've got this forward deploy zone once that finishes, so we can send in some more troops up this way. Send another Kobold up this way. Give us some more gold. Try to zap everything up there. We missed some of the chickens. Alright, so we need a range going up that side. I did place range going up that side. And then deploy our troops up here. Get another Kobold going out while we're doing that. the dynamite. Forgot about that. That's why we want to go up both sides. So let's send Knoll up that side, zap those chickens. Send a couple of troops up this way as well. Alright, so we need a range going up the left side to combat that, the flyer. Drop him there to help out the tower. Might drop that up there, try to get those chickens if I time it right. Almost. Send a Knoll up here. Nice. Awesome. Well, the game's pretty fun so far. It's seems pretty easy to follow. Alright, so we've got our next encounter here, Morgan the Collector. So I'll do that one and get some more gold. So Morgan the Collector, Morgan's stealth will break when he attacks or takes damage. Keep an eye on the enemy encampment near your base. So this guy might be a bit tricky with his stealth. We'll see how that goes.
Let me sharpen my blades.
Alright, I see a treasure chest up there. Tap on it while pause to read the info. Alright, so we've got our tower down the bottom here, we've got some gold on the left, we've got another tower we can capture on the right here, and then we have another switch, so we can choose to go round to the left or straight up to the right. The treasure chest grants 2 gold when opened, cannot be claimed by flying. Then we've got our boss here, Morgan the Collector. Uses stealth to ambush enemies. So I'll have to watch out for that. So let's send a Knoll with some backup up this side. I was going to send a kobold there, but I've got some troops coming up, so let's zap them first. I'm getting overrun very quickly here. Only just managed to save my base there. Let's send that guy over here before they get to me and kill me off. Zap those couple of guys. Get a kobold mining. Send out some support for the kobold. And I need a range for that flyer on the right. Try to get some more gold going. I don't need to use that just yet. We need some help over this side. They're going up the top there. Alright, let's get some help out over here. Sap those chickens. Get another kobold and see if we can do a bit of an attack up this side. So the kobolds don't attack each other by the look of it. Do need something to help out there. See if we can zap those couple of guys. Alright, we'll drop a null here, have him go that way. Backed up by a couple of flyers. Need to do something about that null very soon. That should help out there. Drop her up there to help out with that. Get some more gold. And see if we can bring a couple of these guys up here. Zap that there.
Overtime.
Alright, so we've got a minute left, so let's try to smash this out. Zap that group there. Nice, we got him. That was a little bit of a sketchy start, but we got there. So our Darkspeed Trolls leveled up a little more. Alright, so we'll claim our 90 gold for that mission. So now we've unlocked Fang's Feast. So if we just go back to the map here, so we can see Elwynn Forest, and the green ones are the ones we've unlocked. So the fourth green one here with the skull still over it is the Fang's Feast that we haven't done yet, and then the one that is not unlocked yet is Hogger. And then if we look a bit further around the map here, so we've got Westfall, which unlocks at 5 skulls. And we've got Duskwood over here at 10 skulls, Stranglethorn Vale at 15 skulls, which is a pretty big one. We've got a 22 skull here, which looks like a dungeon. So dungeons enter a 3-map gauntlet with a single army and powerful relics. Earn valor by defeating the highest level dungeon you can each week. Alright, so that'll unlock a bit later on. How do I get out of this screen? Back to the map. Then there's another couple of areas here. So this one doesn't have a 22 on it, so I assume that's going to be a raid down there, which is roughly where Karazhan is. And then, or is Karazhan in there? I'm not sure. So that looks like it'll be a raid as well. And then up the top here we've got Lordaeron at 34 skulls. And then Plaguelands 54 skulls and Blackrock Mountain 59 skulls. And then just along the bottom of our menu here, so the left one is the grid where we buy our different minis, so we don't have enough gold for that at the moment. We'll be able to get another one of those soon. And then our second one along is the army, so we can switch out our different troops and stuff in there, and it looks like we unlock leaders at 5 skulls, so we should get to that soon. And then the map is in the middle. Then we've got events here, so this has the dungeons and the raids, and may have other events in the future, we'll see. And then guilds as well, so it looks like guilds unlock at 7. I'm not sure too much more on that, so we'll see how that goes. And then up the top here we've got our gold amount, so we're at 250, our skulls we're at 3, and then the profile, so So got your battle tag and then your current player level, which looks like it levels up your benefits from different things as you level up. So player level increases as you level up your troops and leaders. And then down here we've got the upcoming skull unlocks. So 5 skulls we get our first leader, 7 skulls guilds unlock, 9 skulls we get quests, which those may take us back to places we've already cleared, not sure. Then we get an army slot upgrade at 10, PvP at 12, conquest at 14, which I assume ties into PvP. And then we've got an army slot upgrade at 15 and another at 17, dungeons at 22 and talents at 30. So might go back to Elwynn Forest and continue on here. So we've got Fang's Feast up next with a 90 gold reward. Mother Fang, meeting stones are capturable deploy zones, but they're easy to lose. Secure the high ground. See how we go here. Alright, let's have a look. So the high ground goes up the left, and then we've got the meeting zone in the middle. Defenseless deploy zones cannot be captured by flying. Then it goes up around the top and down to the boss. So on the other maps, the creatures down the bottom weren't able to attack up, I think. So we might be, if we send ranged troops along the left path here, we might be able to attack down to the boss before it's able to attack us. And then on the bottom track we've got 3 gold nodes. Alright, so let's start with some flyers and a ranged up the left. And then let's send a gnoll and some miners up the middle, and we'll zap those chickens once we're able to. Oh no, they got killed off, that's good. Alright, so we're working on capturing. So the spider does zap up the top there. And it does a lot of damage. Just send everything along the top there. Drop that down there. Another kobold going out. Alright, that worked well there. Let's see if we can do a little bit of attack here. Kobold going out. Not sure if that gets under the ramp or not. Yeah, it looks like it did. Oh, she ended up under there. Let's do a gnoll and a couple of attackers up here. See if we can zap all those chickens on the gnoll. Drop her on top. Might have to drop this one down the bottom here. See if we can attack those as well. Maybe save our kobold. Nope, too slow. Let's send a bit of an attack force here. Zap everything there. See if that gets the chickens on the way through. Very nice. Send some more attackers up this way. 10 seconds left. Oh, this could be close. 5 seconds. And gotta keep an eye on that timer. Alright, let's claim our reward from that. Now we've unlocked Hogger. The famous Hogger. So ambush Hogger's patrol. Gnolls haven't figured out how to look up yet. Free reign to crash the party. So it sounds like attacking from the sky is the way to go. So he's an army leader, it said, so I'm not quite sure what that means yet. Alright, Hogger's patrol looks tough. Crash me on top of the troll to take him out. So I assume she's talking about the troll and the gnolls. That should keep our griffin riders safe to take out the gnoll brutes. Alright, so we've got a gold node on each side, we've got a switch there, we've got a tower we can capture on the left. We've got Murlocs, Murloc Tidehunters, single target ranged attack, 10-second respawn. That's a very quick spawn. There's going to be many Murlocs. And then we've got Hogger here, musters a brute squad every 45 seconds. So I assume that's the brute squad with the two gnolls and the troll. So that's what do we want to do here? Let's zap them to start off. Drop her on top, and then put some flyers down. And you'll get a gnoll going up that side to tank the tower with the kobold behind him. Those guys should be able to deal with that. Oops, forgot to do the switch. So see if we can zap those Murlocs as well. Oh, we've lost on this side. Let's drop her there, put a gnoll in and get some AoE. We'll get a ranged in there for that guy as well. Alright, so our gnoll survived, so he'll tank the tower. Need a melee for the left side, which we don't have at the moment. See if we can zap those. Nope. They lived, that's good. Let's send some forces up here and attack a bit. Do a zap on top. Oh, those Murlocs just nuked my gnoll. Let's gather some gold. Did a lot of damage there though. Let's go for another attack. Drop her on top, send up some air forces. Nice. That went a lot better than the last one. Alright, so our chain lightning is leveled up a little bit. So deploying troops outside a deploy zone will drop them at the nearest valid location. That means I don't have to scroll up and down as much, I guess. Alright, so we've got a unknown reward for Hogger. Let's see what it is. So we get our 5th skull, and we get to choose a leader. So we've got a Maiev Shadow Song, Assassin Unbound Focus, Can Bloodhoof, Chieftain AoE Stun, and Baron Rivendare, Death Knight Endless Skeletons. So choose your first leader. Leaders are powerful minis with unique abilities. They enhance your army and give new ways to play. So let's have a look at each of these. Alright, so let's get back into it. So we're looking at our leaders here. So choose your first leader. So we've got Maiev Shadow Song, who has the melee, AoE, stealth and unbound traits. That's her stats there. And we've got Ken Bloodhoof, who will scroll back this way. So looks like it's got a bit of a AoE, similar to the Flame Walker that we saw earlier. So shockwave, area damage that stuns, area damage attack that stuns enemies. Sounds very useful. So melee, AoE, tank and attack stun. So tank is high health unit, good at soaking tower damage, attack stun enemies. So it's pretty self-explanatory. So that's Ken's stats there. He's got the classic totem weapon. So Baron Rivendare. So his battle preview. It looks like he's got an undead minion which follows him around. So Army of the Dead, Rivendare periodically summons skeletons at buildings you control. So they just passively summon by the look of it. Just typing in chat, telling everyone to reload if from the earlier crash if they need to. So traits, so tank armored, so 50% physical damage reduction. Elemental deals elemental damage, strong versus armored, and fast, so fast moving unit. So all of them sound pretty good, but I'm a Tauren at heart and love Ken Bloodhoof, so I think I'm going to go with him for my first leader.
Mother Nature thrives.
Alright, so he's level 4 straight away, 213 damage and 2263 health. I've got a new profile avatar unlocked as well. And we got to 5 skulls, so we've now unlocked Westfall. So let's have a look up here. So you get to choose your portrait as you unlock various things. So I've just got a Ken at the moment, so we'll go with him. Then, so still don't quite have enough to buy another store mini. But we do have our Ken Bloodhoof as our army leader now. So let's have a look what the next challenge is. So Carrion Carnivore. So Voltros, when vultures, not vultures, thinking of the Volpira from Warcraft. So when vultures kill an enemy, another will join the flock. Stringy meat makes a tasty stew. Alright, let's have a look at this one. So we've got our tower at the bottom. Oh, it's a very wide map, this one. So, tower at the bottom, to the right of that is a chest and an enemy outpost. And then on the left we've got a switch with a little middle section with a couple of nodes and a chicken coop, apparently. Got a tower on the left, another chest up the top, and then over here we've got our Voltros and their vulture bodies. So weak against ranged and area damage. Weak against area damage. Alright, so let's start and see how we go. So get range coming down there. Ah, they're attacking the chickens. Oh, and that multiplied them. I see. Alright, that didn't go well. Let's try to zap them all. I'll get a can out here to help out with that. And we'll drop... misclick that a little bit. Should be fine. Let's get a null going up there to tank. And some flyers to help out there. See if we can get a couple of guys going up. Drop another can over here and see if they can go up that way and take out that tower. Oh, we've lost over here. So zap those guys. Alright. Crisis averted. So drop her, try to time that properly. Get some of them, that was alright. Send a null up this way with a little bit of backup. See if we can zap all of that. And then up here we'll deploy some forward forces.
Mother Nature thrives.
Get another null down here going through the gold. Go for a bit of an attack here. See if we can take out some of those vultures. Alright, so need some air to take out all of these guys. Drop our null in there with a flyer for some backup. See if that can take out the chickens and protect our null. Our kobold, sorry. This one's going to be tight, starting to run out of time. Alright, so I need to drop some new guys over here. Alright, need to pump everything into an attack. 15 seconds. Got our lightning coming up in a second. Come on. You can do it, boys. 2 seconds. Wow, that was close. So definitely need to keep an eye on the time. Well, the missions definitely seem to be getting harder. We'll claim our reward there. So yeah, that one was very clutch. 2 seconds on that. Jeez. Right, let's see what we can get in the store. So beta purchase credits, please remember that all money will be removed at the end of beta, equivalent value will be provided after. It's pretty standard for betas. Alright, so we've got our grid up the top here, which we saw before. Then there's Horde choice, so it looks like we can spend a little bit of money to get one of those. And then we've got gold purchases for real money. We've got XP tomes for gold, and we've got a daily free coin drop. So we'll claim that, and then we'll head up here to see what minions and things we've got. So the Flame Walker we looked at before. So they've got the ground ignition, which is pretty cool. So up here we have a dark iron miner. So they're miners similar to the kobolds, but it looks like they come out of their dark iron drill right at the mineral patch, rather than spawning at the spawn point. So when there's more gold than your kobold can mine, hire another to mine behind enemy lines. It's actually a very good point. You can drop them all the way up at the other team's gold points. So Unbound can be played anywhere. Miner mines gold from gold mines. And a little bit of attack. Not much DPS and not much health. Got a Stonehoof Troll. Looks like he does a bit of DPS. He's got a charge as well. An exceptionally beefy bruiser that will charge into battle and even charge when she's in battle. So lots of health, charges to enemy targets, and not bad DPS either. So that one's looking like an alright option. So we've got a Blackrock Pyromancer. So this is a ranged with a AoE. So sometimes you need to light the enemy on fire. That's very fair. She prefers to light them all on fire, also fair. So ranged AoE and elemental. Strong versus squads. And 113 DPS. It's very tasty. So what have we got here? We've got a fire elemental. Which looks like it has a melee attack that cleaves. So resistant to elemental damage, specializes in cleaving through armored enemies. So it takes 50% less elemental damage. It's a tough choice. This one's 122 DPS. I think we have to go with the Flame Walker. It's looks very tasty. So there is a move button here. I'm not exactly sure what that does, but I'm gonna buy this and add that to my army.
Flame on!
It is only level 2 though, so it might take a little while. So some of that just changed when we did that as well. So it says here, building toys will change the shop options by recycling the other toys in the row and column. Okay, so if we bought this one for example, it would recycle those 3 across the bottom and the ones up the top, the ones that are marked in red. So you can see as I click around different ones, the different things are marked in red. So those are the ones that get cycled through by the look of it. So I'm guessing if you use the move button, you can move it somewhere else. So if I wanted to buy both the Fire Elemental and the Frostwolf Shaman, I would need to move one of those over to this slot so that when I buy the other one it doesn't take out them as well. So what else have we got here? We've got a Huntress and we've got a Blizzard, which looks similar to the Chain Lightning, but it's a wider area which persists and does continuing damage rather than just the sort of the once-off AoE that the Chain Lightning is. Alright, so let's go over to Army, and so I'm guessing we can only have 6 troops at a time, plus the 1 leader. So we're going to have to decide who we're swapping out for our new Flame Walker. So we've got our Gnoll, which is kind of our bruiser. It's their tank and melee. We've got Ken, who's also a tank. Then we have the Safe Pilot, who's ranged and AoE. We've got the Darkspear Troll, who's ranged single target. Flame Walker is ranged AoE. And then we've got our Griffin Rider, who is flying and single target, and the Bat Rider, who is flying and AoE. Tough choice. So I think we definitely want to keep the Chain Lightning because that comes in very handy. I think we generally have more issues with the groups of enemies rather than the single enemies, because our tanks can survive those for a bit longer. So this guy here, who is the single target ranged, I might swap him out for the AoE ranged. So that's swapped our new Flame Walker in and taken our Darkspear Troll out. So I guess if you're having trouble with specific missions, you can swap in troops specific to fighting that mission, which would be helpful. So if you got a mission with a lot of big groups of enemies, you can switch in a couple of AoE troops. If you've got a mission with some more sort of single bruiser type ones, then you switch the AoEs out for the single targets. Head back to Westfall here and check out the beachside brawl. So we've got Old Murkai. Murkai's slithering eel spear chains to multiple targets. He used to be an adventurous murloc, but then he took a hook to the eye. Very memey. That hook in the eye looks very nasty. Alright, so on the right side we've got a treasure chest and a tower, then a mining node. Left side we have a mining node, a summoning stone, another mining node, and then a switch. And then up the back here we've got some Murloc Tide Hunters, weak against area damage, so that's good. And then we've got a Old Murkai here. So piercing multi-target ranged attack. So that's going to be very effective against our flyers, so we'll have to keep that in mind. So let's start by dropping Cairn. Some backup up this way. Got some Murlocs coming down there, we'll try to time that. See if we can zap those guys. Send our Flame Walker up here, see how he goes. We've got a bit of an attacking force coming up there. Let's see if we can add a little bit more. Do some mining while we're going. He's doing a lot of damage. Need to help save our guy over there. So they took back the meeting stone, but we're pretty good otherwise. Right, I'll save up just a little bit of gold here and then we'll go for a bit of an attack. Zap the Murlocs. Drop Cairn down. Just check on our tower. That's a good point. Let's wonder if they can take the chest. Our forces didn't go very well up there, so we probably don't need that. So drop a Cairn again. Drop a Bruiser. That's alright. Do a zap there. And that should be fine. Let's go for the kill. Nice. Stream is looking slightly glitchy, so I hope that's not too bad for you guys. So we'll reward from our beachside brawl. Alright, so we've just hit 7 skulls, so we've unlocked guilds. These are special clubs for Arclight Rumblers. You can chat, trade tips, and make friends. So I have not sure where we actually find that. That was over here. So we can create a guild, or there's a couple of recommended guilds here. So let's see if we can join Australia Guild. Alright, so it looks like we just joined that. Cool. Let's see how that goes with the chats and things. Excuse me. So it shows where your guild members are as well. Let's go in for another mission here. So we've got Martial Redpaw. Footmen are armoured, reducing physical damage taken by 50%. Use elemental damage to cut through. Sounds good. Alright, so let's get stuck into this mission. So on the left looks like we've got a tower which is ours already, so we don't have to take that one. We've got a treasure chest on the left with a switch. On the right side we have a node with a summoning stone, another node, and up in the enemy territory there's a guard tower for the enemies, which we can capture, deploy our units there, which also means if they capture ours they can deploy their units down here, I think. I'm not sure if sort of NPCs do that or not, or whether it's just the just when you get into PvP. And then up the top here we have the enemies. So we've got some footmen who are armoured and weak against elemental. Then we've got our Martial Redpaw, who's the boss, which is periodically rallies a squad of footmen weak to elemental. We'll have to make use of our elementals here. So, are they going anywhere? See if we can drop a couple of those up that way. So we've got our flyer down there, but it's not doing a lot, so we'll drop that one. I think that one is elemental damage maybe. These guys up here are going pretty well. Drop the elemental up there with them. And we might see if we can get Ken up here as well soon. That might help tank a little bit. I think we're... oops. Oh no, I dropped the right one. I thought I dropped the kobold there. Alright. Well, our elementals definitely made that one easy against the armoured targets. claim that reward. So I think this next mission might have to be my last one for now, because I need to go and do RL things, unfortunately. But being on the mobile, I can actually play this while I'm out. I won't be able to stream though. So we'll go do this this last mission here, and then we'll finish up. So we've got a Foe Ripper 4000, capture towers and control the map. A spinning augment would be a killer. Sounds good, but how do we turn it on? Let's see how this one goes. Yeah, so I'm from Australia. I live in Sydney. Usually play World of Warcraft and Diablo 3. This is actually my first stream, so I'm hoping to play some more Arclight Rumble and probably some Diablo 3 on stream as well sometime soon. So yeah, if thanks everyone for joining and watching, and yeah, if you like the stream, be appreciated if you drop me a follow and can come back and watch some more Arclight Rumble. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We've got our tower at the bottom. Going up the left side we have a treasure chest and an enemy tower. Then on the right side we have a tower with an enemy tower. We've got a switch here where we can go up the middle for the gold nodes. And then up the top here we've got one of the harvest columns, so need to remember that they rebirth, so they're weak against flying, so got a few flyers we can use against them. Over here we've got another treasure chest, golem, and then the Foe Reaper 4000, so he's got a big cleave, which we'll have to watch out for. So we want to try to remember to have troops on both sides of him rather than just the one. Right, let's start and get going. Alright, let's send Can straight up that side to hopefully work on that a bit. Then we'll send a golem with some air support up this, sorry, a knoll with some air support up this side. I was looking at the golem coming down. Those golems are very beefy. It's not going as well as I hoped it would be. Alright, what have we got? So there's two towers there, so we need Can or the Knoll to help out with those. I can drop that and go that way to mine in the middle, which I forgot about until I saw their kobold. Let's drop Can. I forgot to change the switch back, so Can's going up the middle where he's not very useful. We'll drop that to help out there. Probably don't need that. Get a couple of mobs going up here. So Can's tanking all the chickens. That's going okay there. See if we can remember to send that the right way. If we time it well. There we go. Alright, so we've captured that one. Might just push up this side once we're able to. Although we said we weren't going to push up one side, didn't we? So that'll be able to survive itself. Let's see if we can AoE those guys down. Send an all over there to grab the treasure. Sorry, kobold. Keep getting those mixed up. Might go for some AoE here, some air support. Zap all those chickens before they get here. Defenses are going okay. Got 30 seconds left, so we need to push up here. So we'll do that, and then we'll drop our flyer on top as well. Maybe a little from that side. Awesome. And chain lightning is leveled up. Alright, so that's going to be it from me today. I will be back online at some point tomorrow to play some more Arclight Rumble, and probably play some Diablo 3 at some point, with Diablo Immortal is coming out on the 3rd of June, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting stuck into that. So thanks everyone for joining, and yeah, as I said, it's my first time streaming, and if you enjoyed watching and want to watch some more Arclight as well as Diablo, please drop a follow, and I'll see you next time.